In a world where space is shrinking but creativity is growing, the vertical garden has become a modern oasis. Imagine a forgotten wall transformed into a thriving garden. Not with expensive materials, but with something we all throw away every day: plastic bottles. Each bottle, once a piece of waste, now holds life. Sprouting herbs, soft ferns, or even cherry tomatoes. Mounted on a wooden board or wire frame, these bottles are aligned in cascading rows, creating a vibrant tapestry of green. They're not just beautiful, they're functional. A drip system from the top keeps each level watered, and the sunlight dances off the plastic, making the entire installation glow. This vertical garden doesn't require acres of land. It fits perfectly on apartment balconies, alleyways, or school walls. Children can learn to plant their first seeds here. Grandparents can enjoy tending to it every morning. And you become a steward of sustainability, making something beautiful out of nothing. With just scissors, paint, and soil, the vertical garden becomes more than a project. It becomes a statement that green living is possible no matter where you are. So take that empty bottle, cut it with care, paint with joy, and watch your wall bloom. One bottle, one seed, one step closer to a greener world. Imagine a gentle breeze swaying rows of hanging bottle planters, each one a small cradle of life, dancing softly above your garden. This is where sustainability meets poetry. Hanging bottle planters are more than a gardening trick. They are a charming solution to space limitations and a beautiful way to recycle what would otherwise be waste. Each plastic bottle is transformed, suspended by ropes or chains, filled with soil and color. When grouped together above a balcony railing, a tree branch, or a pergola, they turn the air itself into a garden. The real magic lies in how these planters move. As the wind passes, the bottles sway lightly, giving your space a living, breathing energy. Flowers like petunias, pansies, and portulaca thrive in these containers, cascading downward with grace. You don't need a large backyard or expensive materials. Just a few clean bottles, a pair of scissors, strong string, and the will to create. Paint them with bold stripes, soft pastels, or geometric patterns. Add drainage holes and rich soil. Then hang them and watch the transformation. These hanging planters are ideal for those who crave greenery but lack ground space. Whether you live in a tiny apartment or a house with a porch, they offer a vertical dimension to your green dream. So look up. The sky is your garden now. Sometimes the simplest ideas are the most brilliant, and the self-watering bottle pot is a perfect example. Born from necessity, perfected through creativity, this planter turns a basic plastic bottle into a mini ecosystem that waters itself. Cut a bottle in two. Invert the top into the bottom. Add a wick, a strip of cloth, a string, or even old shoelaces through the bottle cap. The bottom half becomes a reservoir, the top half a planter. Fill it with soil, seeds, and hope. The wick gently draws up water as needed, keeping the roots perfectly moist. This method is ideal for herbs and greens like spinach, basil, or even baby tomatoes. You don't have to worry about overwatering or forgetting a day. The system takes care of itself. It's a gardener's secret weapon, especially for beginners, busy people, or those who travel often. Line them up on a windowsill, balcony, or even your kitchen counter. Transparent bottles allow you to monitor water levels at a glance. Efficient and satisfying. Beyond its utility, the self-watering bottle pot teaches patience and balance. It's a metaphor in plastic form. Give just enough, and nature thrives. No high-tech gadgets. No expensive gear. Just a bottle, a wick, and a desire to grow something good. So if your hands are full but your heart longs for green, start here. Let the bottle do the watering, and you do the watching. Who says gardening can't be playful? Colorful recycled bottle art transforms ordinary plastic bottles into joyful expressions of creativity, merging gardening with craft and sustainability with personality. This isn't just a pot, it's a canvas. An empty plastic bottle becomes a rainbow fish, a smiling sun, a fluttering butterfly, or even a cartoon face with flowers for hair. Paint, googly eyes, rope, and recycled fabric come together to create charming planters that feel alive, even before the plants grow. Perfect for family activities or school projects. These planter crafts invite kids and adults alike to unleash their imagination. Use bold acrylics, draw patterns, or let each bottle tell a story. No two pieces are ever the same, and that's the magic. Mounted on fences, clustered on walls, or hanging from trees, they turn any dull space into a burst of happiness. You'll not only brighten your garden, you'll brighten someone's day. It's more than decoration. It's an invitation to view waste as potential. It teaches young minds and reminds older ones that sustainability can be fun, expressive, and beautiful. So gather your bottles, your paints, your brushes, and your wildest ideas. Let each planter become a piece of you, colorful, alive, and meaningful. Because when nature and imagination collide, even trash can bloom into art. There's something magical about cooking with herbs you've grown yourself. The scent of fresh basil, the texture of mint leaves, the zing of rosemary, all from a simple creation made with your own hands. A plastic bottle herb garden. No backyard? No problem. You don't need a field, just a few clean plastic bottles, a bit of sunlight, and a love for fresh flavor. Cut the bottles in half or horizontally like troughs. Add a few drainage holes. Fill them with rich soil and drop in your herb seeds. Label each planter with handwritten tags or colorful stickers. Place them on a windowsill, a balcony ledge, or even mount them on a kitchen wall. Soon, you'll see little sprouts dancing toward the sun, and before long, you'll be pinching leaves straight into your pan. The connection between your meal and your mini garden becomes deeply personal and incredibly satisfying. This setup isn't just practical, it's a fragrant, living part of your home. The smell of thyme and cilantro greets you in the morning. A snip of parsley brings your dinner to life. Its freshness you can see, smell, and taste. And it's sustainable. No plastic packaging, no grocery trips, no food waste. Just you, your repurposed bottles, and nature doing its work. Whether you're a seasoned cook or just starting out, growing herbs in recycled bottles brings new meaning to from garden to table. When your space is limited but your dreams are tall, wall-mounted plastic gardens come to the rescue. With just a few tools and a collection of used bottles, even the plainest wall can become a vertical masterpiece of life. This system is as smart as it is striking. Plastic bottles are cut open, filled with soil, and mounted in tidy rows across a wooden frame, fence, or directly onto a brick wall. Each bottle becomes a pocket of growth, holding flowers, herbs, or leafy greens that turn a lifeless surface into a living wall. It's not just beautiful, it's efficient. The wall-mounted layout maximizes vertical space, making it perfect for city dwellers, schoolyards, or anyone with narrow outdoor area. A small drip irrigation setup or simple watering from above keeps everything thriving with minimal effort. The visual effect? Stunning. Imagine walking into your yard and seeing a once blank wall now alive with colors, textures, and movement. It becomes a backdrop for dinners, a learning zone for kids, or simply a place of calm and joy. More than decoration, it's a transformation of space, of waste, of mindset, from trash to treasure, from concrete to green canvas, from plastic to paradise. So look around your walls. Maybe they're not barriers. Maybe they're gardens waiting to happen. Every gardener knows the fragile magic of new life, those tender sprouts that emerge after days of care and hope. But when cold nights or heavy rain threaten, nature needs a little help. That's where mini greenhouses from bottles come in. With nothing more than a clear plastic bottle and a clean cut, you can create a protective dome that shelters young plants from harsh elements. These bottle cloches act like miniature greenhouses, trapping warmth, moisture, and safety around each precious seedling. Cut the bottom off a 1 to 2 liter bottle. Remove the cap to allow airflow, and place it gently over the plant. As the sun shines through the clear plastic, condensation forms, creating a moist, warm environment, just like a full-size greenhouse, but on a micro scale. Perfect for early spring sowing or late fall protection. These mini domes are reusable, simple to make, and remarkably effective. Whether you're growing lettuce, chili peppers, or rare herbs, these bottle greenhouses give your garden a head start. They're also a delight for children. Tiny terrariums that let them watch nature unfold up close, like science in real time. And for you, they offer peace of mind that your garden's most vulnerable life is shielded and nurtured. So the next time you finish a soda or water bottle, think twice before tossing it, because in your hands, it can become a cradle for life. Sometimes, the best protection for something delicate comes from something once discarded. What if you could grow healthy, soil-free vegetables using nothing more than water, light, and a handful of plastic bottles? Welcome to the world of plastic bottle hydroponic systems, where innovation and sustainability meet in perfect harmony. Hydroponics is the future of food, and it's surprisingly accessible. By repurposing clear plastic bottles, you can build your own nutrient-based growing system at home with zero dirt and minimal mess. The process is simple. Cut a bottle in half, invert the top, and use it to hold a neck cup with a seedling. The bottom half becomes a reservoir for nutrient-rich water. Add a wick, a simple air pump if desired, and position the bottles near a light source or under LED grow lights. What happens next is nothing short of magic. Roots reach down into the water, absorbing all the nutrients they need without ever touching soil. Plants grow faster, cleaner, and more efficiently. This method is perfect for growing lettuce, spinach, chives, basil, and other leafy greens in small spaces, from windowsills to studio apartments. It's ideal for learners, urban gardeners, and even science classrooms. Plus, the entire system can be made from waste, bottles, tubing, foam, transforming your trash into a futuristic food factory. It's more than gardening. It's an experiment in smarter living, a hands-on approach to sustainability, a glimpse into how cities might grow food in the future. And it all begins with a bottle. Flowers bring joy, color, and life, and when paired with recycled creativity, they become a celebration of beauty with purpose. Flower pot ideas with plastic bottles opens a world of possibility for those who wish to grow blossoms in style without spending a dime. With just a bit of cutting and imagination, a plastic bottle can turn into a rustic flower pot, a modern plant sculpture, or even a cute animal-shaped planter. Tall bottles work great for deeper roots, while wide bottles can host spreading flowers like daisies or zinnias. Painting adds another layer of magic. Use acrylics to splash colors, stencils to add patterns, or try wrapping bottles in twine or lace for a boho look. Some pots hang, some sit elegantly on tables, and some can even be stacked like totems. Every bottle has its own story to tell. This project is perfect for gifting too. A hand-painted bottle with a blooming flower becomes a personalized gift. Thoughtful, beautiful, and eco-friendly. It's a gesture that says, I care about you and the planet, beyond the aesthetics. Each flower grown in a bottle is a quiet protest against waste. It's a gentle way to teach children about reuse. A cheerful sight on a rainy day. A creative pause in a busy life. So next time you finish a soda or water bottle, see it not as trash, but as a vase waiting to bloom. Because when you plant joy in something once discarded, beauty always finds a way to rise. Indoor spaces crave greenery, not just for looks, but for life. And what better way to bring that life than by giving new life to something old? Upcycled bottles for indoor plants transforms ordinary plastic into timeless charm. From soda bottles to water jugs, nearly any plastic container can become a cozy home for your favorite indoor plants. The trick lies in creativity. Cut the bottle diagonally for a sleek look, horizontally for a wide base, or vertically for a hanging piece. Smooth the edges, add a coat of neutral paint, or wrap them in natural jute, and suddenly, you have planters that look like they belong in a design magazine. Small plants like pothos, philodendron, spider plants, or peace lilies thrive in these containers. Some bottles can hang on kitchen walls with herbs. Others can sit elegantly on desks or window ledges, giving a room freshness and character. These upcycle planters are perfect for minimalist homes, boho corners, or even kids' study areas. They are lightweight, easy to maintain, and endlessly customizable to match any decor. But more than decor, they tell a story of reuse, of creativity, of thoughtful living, of how even a disposable object can become a keeper of something beautiful. So the next time you sip from a bottle, don't toss it away. Imagine where it could sit in your home, cradling a leaf, brightening a corner, and whispering that green living isn't just outdoors. It's right here inside your space and inside your hands. Urban living often comes with a trade-off, excitement and convenience at the cost of space. But even in the tiniest corners of your home, nature can grow. With bottle planters for small spaces, your balcony, window ledge, or stair railing can become a lush little garden. These planters are designed to work vertically and efficiently. You can hang them along a railing, stack them in narrow towers, or hook them onto walls. Even a single nail on a sunny surface can host a bottle blooming with basil or marigold. Plastic bottles, especially the slim, tall ones, are perfect for this purpose. Cut them sideways or at an angle. Create drainage holes, paint or decorate them to match your space. And you have your mini pot. A few simple brackets or rope hangers turn your wall into a garden without taking a single square foot of floor. Grow your own food, even if it's just a handful of herbs. Watch cherry tomatoes ripen at your window. Let mint trail from your window frame. Small spaces don't limit what you grow, only how creatively you approach it. This approach is especially helpful for apartment dwellers, college students, and those who want green without clutter. It's compact, clean, and so satisfying. And in every bottle, you're not just growing plants, you're growing possibility. In the heart of the city, in the smallest spaces, in the palm of your hands. So if all you have is a balcony rail or a ledge, that's more than enough. Green thrives where you let it. Every garden, no matter how big or small, begins with a humble seed. And what better way to nurture those first fragile sprouts than with a tool that's often thrown away? Plastic bottle seed starters turn waste into the perfect cradle for new life. Seed starting is a delicate process. It needs warmth, moisture, and gentle protection, and plastic bottles offer all three. Simply cut the bottom third of a bottle, poke a few drainage holes, fill it with soft soil, and press in your seeds. Cover it with the top of the bottle to act like a humidity dome, or leave it open near a sunny window. These bottle planters let you observe the miracle of germination up close. Transparent sides reveal early root development. Water stays contained, making cleanup simple. And once your seedlings are strong enough, just transplant them, bottle and all, into a bigger pot or your garden bed. Perfect for home gardeners, classrooms, and DIY enthusiasts. This method makes seed starting not only easy, but deeply personal. You control every step of the growth journey, from the very first sprout to the final harvest. Label each bottle, track your growth, and enjoy the satisfying rhythm of daily check-ins. You'll soon notice which seeds respond best, how light affect development, and how patience truly pays off. More than just a gardening hack, plastic bottle seed starters are a symbol that even the smallest effort, in the smallest container, can blossom into something meaningful. Because every great harvest begins with a seed, and every seed deserves a thoughtful start. Who says you need a big yard to grow your own food? With plastic bottle vegetable growers, even a small balcony or porch can become your personal mini farm. And all it takes is a few bottles, some soil, and the will to grow. Start with large plastic bottles. 1.5 to 5 liters work best. Cut them open vertically, add a few drainage holes, and fill with rich, well-drained soil. Choose compact vegetable varieties like cherry tomatoes, chili peppers, spinach, radishes, or even dwarf eggplants. Arrange your bottle planters along windowsills, railings, or stack them in vertical racks. You'll be surprised how well vegetables adapt. Sprouting strong roots, lush leaves, and eventually fruits, all within a recycled home. Add bamboo sticks or small trellises for climbing veggies, and label each planter with a handwritten tag. Watching the process from sprout to harvest is deeply rewarding, and harvesting fresh veggies grown by your own hand, unmatched. This method not only reduces waste, but also encourages food independence, even in urban spaces. You control what goes into your soil. You grow what your family eats. And every harvest, no matter how small, carries a sense of pride. It's gardening made smart, simple, and sustainable. A great project for families, schools, or anyone with a sunny spot and a desire to grow real food. So next time you toss a plastic bottle, stop and imagine it filled with life. Imagine it feeding your home. Because even the humblest container can grow something extraordinary. Give a child a bottle and some paint, and they'll give you a garden full of imagination. Kids' DIY bottle garden projects are more than crafts. They are joyful lessons in creativity, responsibility, and love for nature. With a few simple tools, scissors, markers, paint, glue, and soil, children can transform ordinary plastic bottles into magical planters. Animals with googly eyes, Rainbow monsters, bottle dinosaurs, or smiling suns become not just decor, but containers of life. This activity is hands-on, colorful, and full of learning moments. As they build and paint their planters, kids develop fine motor skills and express themselves freely. As they fill the bottles with soil and plant seeds, they learn patience, care, and the wonder of growth. Use these projects in schools, weekend family time, or community workshops. They're safe, affordable, and endlessly customizable. Each child can label their planter with their name, water it daily, and watch their plant flourish over time. The joy in their eyes when a sprout appears, it's pure magic. These DIY projects also teach environmental awareness. Instead of throwing plastic away, kids learn to reuse and repurpose. They begin to see potential where others see trash. That mindset will follow them beyond the garden. And perhaps most importantly, this activity brings families and communities together, laughing, painting, planting, and growing side by side. Because when you nurture a child's creativity and teach them to grow life from waste, you're planting something far more powerful than a seed. You're planting hope. Imagine stepping onto your balcony and being greeted not by concrete and noise, but by rustling leaves, blooming flowers, and the scent of fresh herbs. With a little creativity, even the smallest outdoor space can become a sanctuary. Welcome to Botanical Balcony with bottles. Plastic bottles, often seen as waste, become a foundation of this peaceful retreat. Cut, painted, and arranged with care, they transform balcony railings and walls into vertical jungles. Herbs like basil and thyme grow alongside ferns, begonias, and succulents, all thriving in their recycled homes. Hanging bottle planters dangle from a roof or railing, catching sunlight and creating dynamic layers of green. Vertical racks hold rows of painted bottle pots, each with its own color, shape, and story. The air feels fresher. The space feels alive. It's not just beautiful, it's purposeful. These gardens offer fresh produce, purify the air, and calm the mind. You don't need a big yard or expensive pots. Just a handful of bottles, a little time, and a love for green. Add a small table and chair, maybe a cup of tea, and suddenly your balcony becomes your escape. A place to unwind, read, think, or simply breathe. Every bottle in this garden is a second chance. For the plastic, yes, but also for you. A chance to reconnect with nature, slow down, and nurture something real in the middle of a busy city. So start with one bottle, then another, and let your balcony become the greenest corner of your world. Gardening is not only about growing plants, it's also about nurturing the planet. And with eco-friendly plastic garden crafts, every creation becomes a quiet celebration of sustainability and creativity. These projects take ordinary plastic bottles and transform them into delightful garden accessories. From flower-shaped wind spinners to dragonfly bottle ornaments, from handmade plant markers to hanging garden mobiles, the possibilities are endless. Each craft uses what would otherwise be waste: bottle caps, rope scraps, twigs, paper, even broken toys. The process is joyful. Gather your materials, gather your people, friends, kids, neighbors, and let your hands do the talking. Paint, cut, glue, wrap, and assemble. Watch an empty bottle become something that spins in the wind, marks a tomato plant, or adds charm to a flower bed. These crafts do more than beautify the garden. They tell stories of a culture that chooses to repurpose rather than waste, of a family that creates together, of a community that teaches its children to make instead of buy. They're ideal for schools, backyard projects, and weekend workshops. You don't need to be an artist or a gardener, just willing to try. And the impact? Lasting. You reduce waste, spread awareness, and fill your space with handmade love. A simple plastic bottle turns into something useful, colorful, meaningful. Because when we craft with care for the earth, we grow more than plants. We grow values, memories, and change. Hanging baskets are timeless elements of garden charm, but they don't have to be store-bought or made of wicker. With a little creativity, you can craft beautiful plastic bottle hanging basket alternatives that look stunning, cost nothing, and honor the earth. Start with large plastic bottles. Water gallons or soda containers work best. Cut them open to mimic traditional basket shapes. Rounded bottoms, wide mouths, and even patterned cutouts for visual interest. Add drainage holes and line them with soil. Now comes the magic. Wrap the bottles in jute rope for a rustic look, or use strips of fabric for a cozy, boho finish. You can even add beads, lace, or twine knots to create a macrame-style hanging planter. Suspend them with strong cords from pergolas, trees, or balcony beams. These bottle baskets are perfect for flowers that cascade and spill. Think petunias, sweet alyssum, trailing ivy, or fuchsia. They bring motion and color to the air, softening any space with natural beauty. What makes them special is their transformation. From single-use plastic to floating garden art, they reflect your effort, your touch, and your values. They're weather-resistant, customizable, and surprisingly durable. This is sustainability made elegant, a way to craft charm out of discard, a way to tell guests and neighbors that beauty doesn't have to come from a store. It can come from your hands. So look around. What once held water can now hold life. What once hung on a store shelf could now hang from your garden beam, full of color and grace. Some gardens are wild, some are neat, and some are filled with stories painted in color. Decorative painted bottle planters bring together sustainability and self-expression, turning ordinary plastic bottles into works of art that grow life. This is where creativity takes the lead. Clean your plastic bottles. Cut them into planter shapes, tall cylinders, wide cups, or hanging baskets. Then bring out the paint, acrylics, markers, or even spray paint. The bottle becomes your canvas. Decorate them with anything your heart desires: tribal patterns, geometric shapes, folk motifs, cartoon characters, or simple stripes and dots. Add messages of hope or names of the plants inside. No two planters will ever be the same. These painted pots can be placed anywhere, on windowsills, garden tables, school hallways, or cafe patios. Their colors brighten the space. Their handmade touch tells a story. And when combined with flowers, herbs, or succulents, they create an irresistible harmony between art and nature. Perfect for family projects, art classes, or therapeutic hobbies. Painted bottle planters invite mindfulness. The act of creating is meditative. The result is joyful. And the purpose, giving new life to both plastic and plant, is deeply rewarding. This isn't just decoration. It's a movement, a message, a reminder that beauty isn't found. It's made. And sometimes it starts with trash. So gather your paints, pick up that bottle, and turn it into a planter that reflects you. Bold, gentle, fun, wild, peaceful. Let the garden speak in your colors. When you run out of space, go vertical. Tiered plastic bottle garden towers are the perfect solution for gardeners who want to grow more with less. Less ground, less waste, and less expense. Using stacked plastic bottles of varying sizes, you can build a standing tower of green life. Cut each bottle to create an open planting chamber. Connect them through the center with a pole or stabilizer and fill with soil. Add drainage holes so excess water flows from the top to bottom, creating a self-watering cascade. The result? A beautiful, compact, space-saving structure that turns a few square inches into a flourishing tower of greens. This vertical garden is ideal for leafy vegetables like lettuce, kale, and mustard greens, or even fruiting plants like strawberries. You can place it on a patio, balcony, or in the center of a small garden. It becomes a visual focal point and a symbol of smart, sustainable living. Building one is a satisfying weekend project. It requires only basic tools, clean bottles, a center support pole, and some time. You can paint the bottles to match your aesthetic or leave them transparent for a modern, minimal look. More than a planter, this tower is a statement that you don't need acres to grow food, and you don't need money to make beauty. Just a vision and the willingness to stack one bottle on top of another until waste becomes wonder. So if your space is small but your ambition tall, let your garden rise with you, bottle by bottle, leaf by leaf. In a fast-paced urban world filled with concrete and glass, a touch of green can feel like a breath of fresh air. Plastic bottle gardens for urban homes offer a way to reconnect with nature, even if all you have is a windowsill, balcony, or kitchen wall. City dwellers often face space and budget constraints, but that's where creativity blooms. With clean, repurposed plastic bottles, anyone can build a personal garden that fits their lifestyle, their space, and their values. Mount bottles on walls to save floor space. Hang them on balcony railings. Line them up along sunny windows. Grow cherry tomatoes in larger bottles, basil and coriander on the sill, or succulents and ivy as indoor decor. Paint them sleek black and white to match a modern interior, or leave them transparent for a clean, industrial look. Add smart irrigation, grow lights, or companion planting to turn your plastic bottle garden into a full urban farming system. These gardens are more than just greenery. They become part of your daily life. You snip herb for dinner. Watch your seedlings rise with the morning sun. Water them as you sip your coffee. Each plant is a small reminder. Growth is always possible, no matter where you live. And every bottle tells a quiet story of conscious choices, of reuse over waste, of cultivating calm amidst chaos. In cities that never sleep, these little gardens breathe. So even if you live 20 floors up, let your home bloom. Let plastic become purpose. Let the city be green, one bottle at a time.